You never really understand what the occupation means until you're in it.
Right over there is an Israeli settlement.
Until you're in the occupied West Bank. Until you see how people here live. This constant existential threat that plays out in any number of ways. It's not something that should be going on in the 21st century. Every time I finish a story, what comes to mind is it's not enough. None of it is enough. I'm Zain Basravi, a correspondent in Ramallah, and between us, I'm worried that the decision to close Al Jazeera will mean Palestinian stories won't be told, and the Palestinian cause will disappear.
Israel's ordered the closure of Al Jazeera operations inside the country.
I think there is a concern for personal safety. In Jerusalem, our offices in the hotel, seeing all of our friends and equipment on Israeli social media, it's strange. It's strange, and there's definitely a fear that that kind of thing could happen to us in the West Bank. I mean, we can't forget Shireen, our own correspondent for the Arabic channel. She was shot in the occupied West Bank. It was a targeted killing. A few months ago, our team here was in the office when there was an overnight raid in Ramallah. They drove up right to the road in front of our office building. There's a monument there for Shireen. Then there were soldiers laughing, joking, smiling, taking selfies in front of the monument. It just illustrates that they can do whatever they want, whenever they want.
What we're looking at here is complete destruction.
We were live from inside a woman's living room that had been completely overturned by the Israeli military. She was a single mother. They raided her home to get to a friend of hers who's a journalist who was staying with her overnight. Her youngest was like this adorable little 2-year-old that was just terrified. You know, just picking up coins from her piggy bank in the midst of a completely destroyed home. And she kept saying, I want to leave. These raids are so invasive into people's lives. In the midst of talking to this woman, you know, she's serving us coffee and tea and smiling and kindly addressing our questions. It's an absolute, it's a strange contrast. It's hard to explain. You know, it's heartwarming and anger-invoking at the same time. There was a raid in a village northeast of a place called Tulkarim. Effectively, what they witnessed was an Israeli military manhunt. They were targeting one specific building where there was a handful of Palestinian resistance fighters affiliated with Hamas, and there was a 15-hour operation. They went into people's homes, they took over full floors, and they started using those as firing positions to attack this house. They used rocket-propelled, shoulder-fired rockets, they used drone strikes and heavy machinery, and basically tore this house to the ground. People were pulling body parts out at the end of this operation from the rubble, so it was very intense. And what one person said to me,
we've only seen this kind of destruction happening on TV in Gaza, and now we are seeing it in real life in front of us.
We were the only international news organization there. And those are the kinds of stories we try to tell routinely, because that is what's filling the vacuum in the mainstream media. By not understanding these experiences, by not understanding these Palestinian stories, you can't understand the Palestinian people. And without that, you know, they have no seat at the table.